everybody, it's David here at Fifth Hammer, and I am here to give you a look at my hobby bench. So I'm sure that some of you, most of you, probably all of you are familiar with Johnny Watson Gaming over on YouTube, and I left a comment on Johnny's latest Think Markets Friday video where he's showing off his painting bench, and he asked if I might give a little tour of mine, and I thought, what the heck, why not, right? Let's make it a thing. Always curious to see what fellow hobbyists get up to, and so here's a look at mine. I'll walk you through a little bit in detail as we go around here. I just want to say off the get-go that this is far cleaner and far more organized than it's been in a while. About a week or two ago, I tidied the whole thing up for the first time in well over a year, so it looks a lot better now here than it has in a while. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's nice to be able to find paints pretty quickly. So got to give 3 cheers for organization. But anyway, here we go. Let's go take a look. So off the get-go here, you can see I've got White Dwarf 225 Dogs of War. I've been using that to guide me on some of the colors on Miss Lucrezia Belladonna over there. Let's pick her up. Give her extreme close-up. Whoa! Yeah, so she's been a lot of fun to paint. She's the first special character that I've worked on in a long, long time. So that's been a lot of fun. It's nice to focus on just one model as opposed to a lot of them. I did 42 Alcatani pikemen last month, and it's a relief, honestly, this month to just focus on Lucrezia and 10 of Al Mukhtar's Desert Dogs. And so that's what I've got going on over there. Did my little test model on these guys the other day. Pretty happy with the red and green color scheme, so we're going to roll with that. And let's see, you can see my paints and stuff over here. Got my washes, my shades, inks and stuff kind of over there. I do use some Citadel contrast stuff, so that's over there. I've got some model color and a lot of Panzer Aces paints from Vallejo over there as well. Oh, look, there's the Mercenary General. Hi, Mercenary General. And more Vallejo game color stuff here, and then just kind of an assortment on the sides of what I've been using lately. If you're wondering what some of these markers are on the top, I make notes on things so that I can remember what I used them for. Like this gold here, I use that. HE stands for High Elf. It reminds me that that's the gold I like to use for High Elves. That green I use on cold ones. Those I use in non-metallic metals and so on and so forth. And I forget where I picked up the little trick to dab the tops in the paint so you can get a real sense of what the color looks like. But whoever made that suggestion somewhere on YouTube, I'm eternally grateful. That's a nice quick little quality of life enhancement. Over here in the Big B Coffee jar, we've got our assortment of brushes. Like Johnny, these Vallejo ones here, synthetics that he's put me on, Josh has put me onto. It's funny, he put both of us onto it. I was chatting with Johnny that those have actually kind of become my workhorse brushes, and I know I've got some more in here somewhere. I always lose them when I put them back in. There we go. After I wash them, they kind of get lost in there. Can we get into focus? There we go. So there you go. Yeah, I like these guys. I think they were like 20 bucks on Amazon here in the States, and absolutely worth every penny of it. They've held up pretty well, so happy with that. Then here's my spindle of things, and that is probably the most accurate description. As you can see, we've got glue, we've got a wash, we've got glaze medium, scissors, tongs, X-Acto knives, markers. You know, basically anything that's not paint goes over there. So my wife got that for me, and all credit to her on that. Very useful. Then as we come over here, I like to keep little things on my wall, old blister packs, little notes from people that send me stuff. Scott from Black Arrow minis. Great source of wonderful Hero Hammer minis. If you're not familiar with him and you're in the market for something, definitely recommend you check him out. I got my Marauder minis blister there. Love Marauder minis. Some of the best minis of all time in my book. Then I got my little Hero Quest player card from playing remote games with Josh and a couple other people. So I keep that there so it doesn't get lost. Then over here, we've got keeping the shields for the desert dogs over there. Don from the Bedroom Battlefields Discord sent me this little 3D printed dry brush wiper, and it's excellent. It's got a lot of different textures in there, and so thanks, Don Juan. This is a wonderful, useful thing. I still use it to this day. He sent it to me like a year ago. Then over here, we've got Bronzino's Galloper gun, and this is going to be my December project for Call the Crown. And as you can see, I'm just starting to get those guys assembled, and I'd like to get them primed before we hit December, but we'll see. We'll see how long these fine fellas take me. Did you hear that, guys? Don't take too long. Then let's see, we kind of come over here. Oh, yeah. And going down low, can't forget the Papa Bear slippers. Keep the feet warm once the weather turns. Again, all credit to my wife on that. Then over here, I've got the paper towel rolls, the tufts, the brass rod for pinning all those Hero Hammer models. Believe me, you haven't lived until you've pinned the 6th edition Hydra and the 4th edition Dark Elf Cold ones. Then let's see. In here, we've got all the basing materials. I would like to lie to you and say that I have a grand scheme for ordering this stuff. I really don't. I always set out to, and then it devolves into chaos. Here's some more basing materials that I use. Coming down here, still more basing materials. I'm just starting to use these Vallejo ground textures and really enjoying those. Got some pigments here as well. Haven't used them yet, but looking forward to doing that in the future. Some more pigments over there. What we got down here? This kind of miscellaneous glue overflow, X-Acto knives, craft paint for terrain, some styrofoam I was cutting up to use as stones for something long forgotten about. See down here, this stuff can't live without. It's the double-sided 3M tape that I use to hold my minis in place while I prime. Painter's tape, like, you can never have enough of this stuff. It has so many uses. I think it's like the duct tape of hobbyists. Green stuff, starting to use this for the first time ever. Mad respect to anyone who can get this to look like anything, because I find it incredibly difficult to use. We got some bags, some files, that kind of stuff down there. Then, let's see, kind of coming over here, we've got the old wet palette, more paper towels. This here, this is kind of fun. I know what this is. This is the drawer of lost minis. These are minis that either I started painting and haven't finished yet, Mr. Warhawk. Minis that I've meant to get painting and haven't. I think this is, this is Summer. Yeah, from the Song of Ice and Fire game. Minis that I've almost finished and just want to do a little bit of work on, but haven't gotten around to yet. Minis that were painted and broke, like this guy lost his weapon. And then also minis for future projects I'm going to do, like these Foundry guys here that I picked up at Bring Out Your Lead this year. Amazing minis. Love those. Can't wait to paint those up. Oh, and there we go. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there's some styrofoam and foam board for future projects. Got magnets down here for when I do magnetizing stuff, some decals, banners, sticks. You can never have too many of these coffee stir sticks. Again, so many things you can do with that stuff. And then, oh, look at that. An empty drawer, a drawer for things to go later when all the rest get full. Then kind of coming over here, you've got my shelf of many things, more minis, more projects. Got the Warhammer book collection, got the White Dwarves, more paints, more minis, still more minis, more paints. You can see a theme here, guys. I'm sure of it. We got our magic items tucked away down there. And then over here, here's the rest of my stuff for Call of the Crown over there, waiting for their future months to come up. Take note of that, Josh, waiting for their future months to come up. And then some more Warhammer books and some more Warhammer boxes. And then, last but not least, coming over here, we've got the cabinet of minis here. And I apologize, the lighting is not great, but I use these to keep me inspired while I'm painting, and to remind myself sometimes when you're dragging that it is always worth the effort that you put in, and you always get beautiful painted models at the end of it that you will love to look at later, that will inspire you later, that you can play with later and create cool little dramas with. So anywho, yeah, I've got fourth ed rock lobber down there that I haven't had the heart to crack the shrink on yet, but someday, maybe for a future Call of the Crown. But anyway, this is my hobby zone, and some orcs and goblins up on top, because orcs and goblins, they gotta be on top. So with that, folks, thank you for taking the tour of my little hobby bench. I would love to see hobby benches in your corner of the world. So if you manage to get one of these done, love to hear about it, love to see it. And as always, keep painting, keep playing, and keep hobbying.